Hey YouTube, Doppler Dave here with my cameraman Robbie. We're working on our next video. It's a beautiful day here in South Florida. A little bit on the chilly side. Haven't done a whole lot. A lot of little stuff, little detail stuff. But we want to invite you guys to see what we're doing, and thank you very much for all the views, the likes. Robbie and I are up to 207 subscribers, a lot of views, and we're gonna give you a little bit of a walk around and some of the new information that we have.
Hey, YouTube. Just want to say thank you for everything that you guys are doing and asking your questions. We really do appreciate it.
All right, so we're gonna start outside because it is windy. Uh, the first thing we're gonna show you is I installed a CB inside the camper, and Robbie's going to show you it's a 2-foot fiberglass antenna for the CB, and it came with the bracket mount. It's more or less, if you have a semi, it clamps onto the bracket, but we got that to work, and it's working really well. The other thing I'm going to show you is we talked to about my drain line. Since the way we plumbed it, there is no trap. I didn't want to get no bugs inside, so what I ended up doing was I got these caps for a water spigot, whatever, which is the same thing that we have for our drain line. That's what I have, and it's working really well so far. We're gonna go inside and we're gonna touch on more stuff on the inside than outside. Like I said, it's kind of getting to the end of the bill, so it's little detail stuff at this point. And one of the big things that we're going to touch on is camper weight. I'm going to try to do this. Hopefully this works good for the camera. Robbie's going to have to let me know if this works.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Anyway, long and short, this is the receipt. We took the camper last weekend and actually had it weighed. If you watched all of our bills, our goal weight was 2,000 pounds. Well, the camper came in at 2,220 pounds. It's a little bit more than we expected, but considering what we did to it, was good. When we bought the trailer as is, before we did anything, day one was, I think, 1,290 pounds. So we added, what, 800 pounds, Robbie?
Yes, about that.
800 pounds.
And that's also with all the personal stuff. There's
Yeah,
linens and all that.
everything is in here. That is fully loaded. That's with pots, pans, dishes, silverware. Everything that I plan on taking camping is in here. So I think we did really well. Like I said, my plan was to be able to tow my Mercury Sable wagon, which can tow 2,000 pounds. And it's pushing it a little bit beyond what the factory said, but we did really well, considering what we've added to it.
You also wanted me to touch on beefing up the rear suspension a little bit.
Yeah, which we'll do that again. But yes, what we did with the wagon was it's got rear coil springs. We added an Airlift 1000 suspension. It's it's a phenomenal car. I've done some side jobs. One of my side jobs was the lady wanted to install ceramic tile. I put 1,000 pounds of ceramic tile in the back of the car. Had no problems with it. The moving it's not the problem. It's the suspension, the support part of the rear end that's usually the problem. But it did really well. So, like I said, we're slightly over what our goal weight was, but it's still within what the car can handle. The other thing we want to talk about is the heater. If you've been watching our series, we did the electric fireplace, and it does have a heater. Well, a couple of weeks ago, it was a cold weekend. It made warm air, but it did not heat up the camper like I was expecting. So what I ended up having to do was go to the depot
Let's swap spots here.
and get a ceramic heater. It was 20 bucks at a depot. Like I said, this is really nice for the look of a fireplace. It has a heater. I paid $99 for it on eBay. It gives me the look I was looking for, but I did not really look into the heat factor. But it did not really work. So if you do try doing this, even here in South Florida, it did not produce enough heat to heat it up. Like I said, I ended up going and spending the $20 to get an extra heater.
But it's definitely worth in the build because it really does look sharp.
Yeah, it's a cosmetic. It looks nice, but as far as do not plan on using that for heat. Just does not work. Uh, we'll go back one step. The CB. We kind of had a good thing. Uh, Robbie's got his conversion van, and his Christmas present was we bought him a CB. Somehow we ended up with an extra CB. It's a long story, but so we mounted the CB in here. It's a 40 channel. We got the weather band, the whole 9 yards. And it's a Cobra CB, so we added that in here. I got the microphone. Yes, we're old school. I'm 40, Robbie's 52. Yes, we remember the days of CB, and that's why we're doing the CB thing.
And it's a guy thing. We just thought it was cool.
It is a guy thing, and that was my thought. It's like, am I going to ever use a CB? No, probably not. Neither of us are. We have cell phones, but it's retro. It reminds us of our childhood. Our dad was big into CB back in the 70s, early 80s. Anyway, we are retro. So that definitely worked for us. The next thing I'm going to do is lighting. I had a single fixture, which is actually this one. Actually had this mounted over here. After we used it once or twice, it didn't seem like enough light, so we added an extra light fixture for the kitchen area. You can't have too much lighting is kind of my thought. So we added that on. Once again, it's an LED. It's double fixture instead of single fixture. Some of them you can get where you have either one or two. This one, unfortunately, is either on or off, which works for me because if you're going to be in the kitchen and you're going to be cooking, you want more light. The other thing that we had was with the fact that we don't actually have an RV refrigerator was keeping the door shut. So me and Robbie had the same issue. He's got a regular 110 volt mini fridge. I have a mini fridge. How do you keep the door shut? RV fridge, they have that little pin that drops in. We do not have that. So what we found was at the depot or Lowe's is these are basically their child safety latches, which you can use them on a dishwasher, stove, whatever. If you have a kid, it keeps them from opening up the door, pulling the dishwasher open, whatever. And it's very simple. You just bingo, and it keeps everything nice and secure. The next thing we're going to talk about is my daughter Alyssa. She is going to be 12 next month. Her birthday's coming up. And unfortunately, she's in 6th grade, but she needed glasses. So, and if you have glasses, you have to take care of them, whatever. And if you've seen our bills, she has the bunk bed. Well, where does she put her glasses? At the end of the day. So what I ended up doing for her was I built a shelf up here, which this way at the end of the day when she's done, she can put her glasses up there. They're kept safe because it's going to happen, but try to give her the option of keeping them safe and whatever. And there's enough space where the flip up bunk will still flip down and it won't hit it. The next thing I want to talk about is more organization. Now, as time is going on, it's like, well, what are we going to do about this or that? One of the things I want to do is in the front of the Vinos, up over the toilet, I would like to build a shelf because I want to be able to put the DVD player up there. I'm running out of space in my entertainment center, so I'm going to work on doing a shelf in the near future. And the other thing also we want to do is I've got some outside speakers I'd like to put out. And if I can, here's this. One of the things I got off of eBay was these.
Move into light.
Basically, they're speaker connectors. What I'd like to do is mount these in a weatherproof box, and I've got 2 more speakers so that when we're at the campground, we can put some outside speakers. Now, granted, this cost me 99 cents on eBay, free shipping, but it came from China. I bought them in the middle of December. They came in the middle of January, so
A slow boat from China.
a slow boat from China, but that'll give me the option of outside speakers. Um, I early on did look into the outside RV speakers. I was not very impressed. They're rated for like 10 watts. They are crap in my opinion. Like I said, Robbie works for an RV manufacturer or an RV dealer. They do them, but they're not very good.
Not so much.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that where it'll give us the option. They won't be mounted outside permanently. When we get to the campground, you'll have to hook them up, but it'll be better quality than what we could have bought. The next thing I want to talk about is insurance. And I guess I have to move. Why push your cameraman?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, All right, next thing is insurance. Actually, we've talked about this, I think, early on about insurance. We have Allstate insurance for our automobile policies, our renter's insurance, and actually met with our insurance agent maybe like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and they were very pleasant. I've had Allstate for 20 some years now, and they were cool. I told the lady what I was doing, that we were doing a custom build. It was a cargo trailer. We're making it into a camper, and we have obviously quite a bit of money invested. And she said, yeah, they can do that. So we managed to, I gave her all kinds of information. I gave her every receipt. That's the key. Save every receipt. Poor lady, I gave her a folder like that thick of every receipt, buying the trailer, registration, everything we bought for this that they put on file. And she said, yeah, we can do that. But yeah, keep every receipt because you have money invested. That's what we did. We had money invested. So every receipt we had, we gave them. And their premium, I told her what we had invested, and we insured it for, based on us, was $12,500, and the premium was $20 a month. Get the insurance. Heaven forbid something happens for $20 a month based on the amount of time. You can't replace or put a price on the amount of time you're going to spend, but just what you got invested. For the $20 a month, do it.
And make sure that you keep your receipts long term. If something happens 5 years from now, the insurance adjuster is going to want to see those. So make sure you keep them in a safe place. Maybe make copies just so you can prove, yes, this is what I put into it.
Yeah, and document it. Obviously, like for me and Robbie, we've done videos and videos and videos, and I told actually the lady I was talking to at the insurance company, holy cow, God bless if anything happens, because the insurance adjuster is going to have to watch hours and hours of video, but document it. Take pictures of it. Keep them in a file, however you want to do it, but document everything. Receipts and pictures. This way you can prove, like, this is what it was. I think is really the best way to go. So hopefully our plan is next weekend we're gonna do a video on Robbie's build. Because we're pretty much, like I said, we're coming down to, like I said, just little detail stuff in the camper here. But we're loving the fact that you guys are watching the videos, you're liking them, and basically, God bless, and we will see you hopefully next weekend.
All right, YouTube, thanks again for being here. God bless you and God bless America.